Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Musayome Sally. And today, Franca and I are solo in studio. Hello, Franca.
Fine, thank you again.
Again, no, welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your day? How did
Fine, fine.
yesterday go?
Fine. Everywhere seems very calm. So I'm
How are you
like,
prepping for the proposed protest
my house.
in your house?
I did my house.
And you get food stuff, Abby?
So I didn't rush to buy anything really. I don't think it will be that bad. I don't know. But I'm hoping it won't be that bad.
I'm hoping so too.
Yes, I'm hoping it won't be that
Norma has joined us via Zoom. Hi, Norma Ifana.
Hi, ladies. How are you doing?
Good,
bad.
good, good.
Good.
How did your day go?
Well, it went well. Trust me, it's one of those days when I say that we don't look like what we go through. If I told you the story, you'd be like, are you serious? And you're right here. But yes, we have to make it happen as always. We always like to show up irrespective. But yeah, it's been a great, very eventful day. And we're getting ready to have my secondary school reunion, global reunion here. So we're excited. It starts tomorrow for till weekend. So yeah, it's looking good. It's just a lot of preparation.
Okay, oh, Echo Reunion. All right, so if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's at Official Upgrade TV. Remember to click the link, subscribe now, and share the link as well. Tonight, Lamentation chapter 4 continues. We want to discuss the proposed protest, and we're actually going to take it from the angle of what prominent Nigerians are saying. We have a few that we're going to share. And here's what we found as today's quote. It says, protest beyond the law is not a departure from democracy. It is absolutely essential to it, right? So today we're still having the conversation, as I said earlier, around this proposed protest, and we want to hear what the prominent Nigerians are saying. And when we open our phone lines, we really love to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, keep the conversations going, keep the calls coming in, because really it's about you guys, what you guys are saying. And we'll first of all go on a break. When we come back from that break, we'll see what we found in today's news. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, World Ranger Day is observed on July 31st each year. It is a day dedicated to honoring and recognizing the work of park rangers and conservationists around the world who protect and conserve natural environments and wildlife. The day also aims to raise awareness about the challenges and dangers that rangers face in their effort to preserve natural habitats and species. World Rangers Day is organized by the International Ranger Foundation and the Thin Green Line Foundation. The day highlights the critical role rangers play in combating poaching, illegal lodging, and other threats to protected areas. It also serves to commemorate those rangers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. So, happy World Ranger Day. What conservation parks have you visited around the world?
Just one, Lucky.
Just Lekki? Oh, okay. Nice. I've been to, I think just two as well. I've been to the one in Lekki. No, I think is Omo Resort. It's not part of a conservation because they have like some rare species of hyenas
I know.
there. The striped ones. I remember seeing that. I'd never seen a striped hyena,
Hyena.
just the spotted ones. Omo Resort. I've been to Lekki Conservation Center, and I've been to one in Kenya, the national
Just the
park.
monkeys that are there.
And did you see the tortoise?
No, I just
That
saw
is like 100 years old.
No, I just saw those monkeys,
Very,
and they were
very old
everywhere. They would come. I actually went for a meeting there,
Uh,
and they would come and
and
hand.
yeah, they want to collect
they want
some
to
things
collect
from you.
something
Yeah.
from you. Yes.
I remember growing up, I think I had gone to one in the north. I can't remember, but I just remember that I took pictures of that tortoise. It was so big. I was so tiny beside the tortoise.
Oh, you see, the conversation center and the zoo
It's different.
is
No,
different. So
the only zoo that I've been to in my life is the one in London, the London Zoo. That's the only one. When I see lion,
You run.
my mother said, "Uwa." In fact, what even stopped her? There's an owl at the beginning of the like entrance. Immediately she sighted that owl. She said she know they entered the place at all. My mama can't fear.
That means you know if you go zoo for
My
Nigeria.
mama, my mama can't. My mother say, "Uwa." They play with wild animal. She don't agree enter.
That means if you go to zoo, like the one in Benin where they say the lion, they
Even escape.
Even escape.
God help us, so I beg you. Number father, which conservation parks have you visited?
I can't remember. I think what's it, Yankari Game Reserve. I mean, some of it is quite phased out now, but yes. And then Obudu. I don't know if Obudu is
But
part of
haven't
it.
you been
Obudu
to the
Cap.
conservation park, the Lekki Conservation Park? You've been
Yes,
there.
I've been to the Lekki Conservation Park as well. Yeah, yeah, but I haven't been in any recently. Hopefully, those are the things that we
On the
hope to
bucket list.
explore
Yes, so very important.
soon. Yeah.
All right, so what did you find for us in the news today?
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of sad news, but yeah, there was a really sad situation that started yesterday as at TikTok, where 57 people have been hospitalized as mass food poisoning takes place at the headquarters. So the story from Punch has it that dozens of staff members of ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, has been hospitalized due to food poisoning outbreak in Singapore. And this incident has affected 60 people so far. Probably the numbers by now would have added up. And these people have experienced symptoms of gastroenteritis, or most of them have been taken to the hospital to be treated. ByteDance says that they don't prepare food here because they have outsourced that for their staff. But the third-party caterers, they're going to do an investigation. Reports have also been out that about 17 ambulances were dispatched to the ByteDance building in Singapore, and a lot of people have fallen ill. Hopefully, they will find out the root cause of this situation, but it's really unfortunate because 60%, we don't know if people have died as a result of it. The news is still very fresh, so it's still something that they're investigating, and hopefully they'll get to the bottom of the situation. If it was in Nigeria, they would have said, aha, the ancestors have called their name and have struck somewhat. But we hope that the situation will be resolved and the root cause of the problem would also be found out. But that's my story.
Thank you. All right, so let me come to you, Franca. What did you find for us in the news?
Okay, there are so many interesting things today. Not interesting, sad. Dollar rate has gone up. That's the Naira has officially they said the Naira fell to a 4th-month low on Tuesday at the official window at is traded for 16.21. I honestly don't understand. There's really no difference but 1,600 for dollar, and people were complaining. You can imagine everything happening at the same time. So it's not news, but even if it's 10 naira, do you understand? It's just something that needs to be mentioned. And we're complaining about everything that's going on. The dollar is going up. Things are just, I don't know. But yeah, dollar has gone up, and I don't know how people are going to continue doing business.
In fact, that conversation don't remind me of my the things that
People are paying school fees. School
Franca,
fees, I saw it as like,
don't remind me. All right, so I mean, another sad note. I mean, it's no news now. In fact, at first when I saw it, I thought this was a joke, and all of that, because the way they've been spreading rumors about Oli Jacobs, I thought this was, this was not real. But sadly, the music icon Onika Wenu, she dies at 72. She had died Tuesday night at Reddington Hospital after slumming at a birthday party of Mrs. Stella Okoli. It's very sad. She was rushed to the hospital, but I don't think they were able to resuscitate her. Two things. I mean, a lot of things are really playing around my head. What exactly would have been the situation? Was it an underlying ailment and all of that? It's so sad. It's so sad. Honestly, it breaks my heart. I remember Onyeka Wenu as a child. Literally, I used to see her in my dreams. I actually thought I was going to be an evangelist because of Onyeka Wenu. Because there was one conference they came to, or be one concert, or would I call it a, what they call this thing, crusade? Yes, that they came to in Kaduna. Rehan Boinki herself, so that thing stuck in my memory for years. I actually thought I would, I'll be an evangelist. So maybe this what I'm doing now is somewhat evangelism, right? But again, in another report, news have come out to say that the veteran actress actually granted an interview to Premium Times many years ago where she talked about how she wants to be buried, saying that, she wanted it very quickly, privately, and quietly. That if her friends wanted to do any fun fair or celebrate whatever it is, they should better do it while she's alive. And I really respect her for this, because the truth is, I keep on saying it. I don't understand why the extravagance when somebody passes. Like, literally, give me. I need all the fun. I need all the happiness. I need all the joy right now. If you really want to show that you love me, right? Oh, let's go to Bahamas. Let's go and have fun and all of that. Oh, I don't believe in spending money for a burial. I've never believed it. I would never understand it. It doesn't make sense to me, in all honesty, because truth be told, if the person is alive, spend that money when the person is alive. Let the person enjoy it. Then if you do a quiet burial, nobody really, but this una culture. Now una get them plenty.
Which culture?
Our culture. In fact, we
joined
because Benin joined.
Exactly.
Benin joined. Igbo people, like even you. In fact, everywhere.
It's everywhere.
The only people that are exempt from this are core Northerners. You don't see them doing all that.
No, but the Yorubas are the ones that
no
do the
Yoruba.
40
They
days.
will even wear makeup. Heavy makeup, gele. I say somebody just died, and you're thinking of how you call a makeup artist face beat full. So I'm really liking the fact that she said, please do it quickly, quietly, and privately. I love that. They should just stick to that, please. Don't put yourself under undue pressure, not even at this time. All right, so we'll take a break now. When we come back from that break, we'll have a conversation around what prominent people are saying about this planned protest that is going to happen tomorrow. Stay with us.
It's summer and time to hear what the teenagers are saying. Ways Teens Takeover 2024 promises to be an amazing week as our teenagers take over the show to discuss all national and social concerns as it affects them. Join your faves from last season: Alpha, Yasmin, Adora, Salma, Morolake, Ezinne, Ite, and watch out for the new additions to the team: Barisudo, Letam, Oluwajeriarare, and Oluwatominini. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us across all our social media platforms, and most importantly, tell every teenager you know to be a part of a special summer edition. Starting from the 12th of August through to the 16th of August 2024, these amazing teenagers will be on your TV screens. Ways Teens Takeover, where the voices of our teenagers count.
All right, thanks for staying with us. So we are going to be having a conversation around, of course, this proposed hunger strike protest aimed at addressing the escalating hunger crisis in Nigeria. This potential action has ignited a firestorm of debate across the nation, with prominent figures weighing in on both sides of the issue. As the cost of living soars and millions of Nigerians grapple with food insecurity, a group of activists have called for nationwide hunger strike to draw attention to the plight of the masses. However, this move has not been without its critics, as there has been a lot of back and forth in the news. I mean, from Nigerian figures and agents and prominent Nigerians like the Oni of Ife, Dele Momodu, Ayodele Fayose, Afeni Fere, Ohaneze Ndigbo, of course, the Nigerian police force, the Iyaloja general, Akpabio, Asari Dokubo, amongst others, have expressed concerns about the potential impact of such a protest. So we would examine the argument of both sides and explore the potential consequences of these proposed protests, right? So you can join this conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. We'll open our phone lines much later, but let me hear general thoughts. Nama, you're new to this conversation this week, so let me start with you. Given that Franca and I were here yesterday, so let me start with you. What are your thoughts on the proposed protest? And of course, I mean, what have you heard from prominent Nigerians that has just got you, cringing?
Well, this is a conversation that it's painful to have. I've been following it up, even though I wasn't on set, but I've been watching along, following the conversation with you ladies. I could feel the pain of Messi. I could, I could feel Franca as well in the conversations yesterday. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like asking the question, who has bewitched us as a nation? Because time and time again, we have been promised, or promises have been made, and promises have failed. And I think the people are getting to a point where they are tired of promises. They are tired of hearing that our leaders have the solution to our problems, and they step in and they don't see any change happening, so to speak. And this has been the trajectory that we've faced from the democratic governments that we've had over the years, and it's almost like we're at an all-time low in Nigeria. It's unfortunate. I mean, where I heard the conversation and the caller calling at some point where he was saying that he bought a bag of rice at 100,000 naira. And I remember when the rice was as little as, you're talking about 4,000, 5,000, then up to 10,000, 15,000, and people were screaming at that time. I can't imagine a bag of rice being at 100,000. Now we're talking about today the prominent people of the country and what they're saying. And when I hear conversations happening, I'm wondering where is the human empathy for what people are going through. Now, I want to start with someone like the former leader in the South, Asari Dokubo. I listened to his conversation, or his discussion, where he was saying that, yes, we're not part of the strike that is coming up, or the protest that is coming up, but if you come, we will give you, like he says, water. And I'm like, this is our nation, and we are looking for how best to move the nation forward. We are looking for how to take away stress from the Nigerian people. But it seems that leaders are more concerned about, that is the message that they're putting out there. It's almost like it is our turn, and that is what is important to us. And I'm asking, it is your turn to do what exactly? If you came out and you said that you're going to be able to help the Nigerians alleviate poverty, help them to upgrade their way of life, and bring things up to standard. And then the conversations that go out, I heard also our Senator Akpabio, saying that, I read the comments that he said that, we're going to, while they are protesting or going on hunger strike, we're going to eat rice. We're going to be eating rice. You know, statements like this make you feel very bad, because even if you did not mean it or intend it as a leader, the message that you are putting out to the people is that I do not care what happens to you. While you are suffering, I'm going to be enjoying. There are ways to go about these things, and I don't know who is advising our leaders, because when you hear some of these comments come out, you're wondering if they have advisors that are telling them that this is the implication of what you are saying. Communication is not just about what, body language, so to speak. It's also about what you are saying, the tone of what you are saying, how it is being perceived. In a time like this where people are hungry, in a time like this where people are suffering, you should be, there's something my dad used to say, and I, thinking about it now, it's very apt. He says that sometimes be seen to be trying. Even if you are not genuine, be seen to look as if that you are trying to do something, or you even have some level of empathy for what people are feeling. If they went about these things in a different way, it would have made situations to look a little bit better. But now people are seeing leaders based on what they are implying by their actions. If you put out words like, we will be enjoying ourselves. If you put out words like, we will give it, how did Asari put it again?
Woto. Said, if you come to my turn, I'll give you woto.
You will collect. You will collect. So it just tells the Nigerian that you are basically on your own.
Thank you,
You are not protected, and we do not have your interest at heart. That is the message that they're implying if they are not aware.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let me come to you, Franca. Because, we've had this conversation from Monday up until today. And it was important for us to bring, and I love what you've just, summed up really nicely. People have said that based on what these people are saying, before I was not thinking of protesting, but at this rate, right, let us see what the worst that they can do, because it seems that every conversation that you've heard from prominent government people and people that are like friends of the government, it seems like there is a very huge disconnect, and it lacks empathy. It means you don't even understand the crisis that the people are actually going through. Because for you to make statements like that, that's the height of insensitivity to say that whilst you people are going on hunger strike, we'll be there eating. From a Senate president. And guess what? After the president, the vice president, the number 3 man in Nigeria, if anything should happen to president and vice president, he's supposed to be automatic president. And for you to say that kind of statement, I think that's the height of insensitivity. But let me come to you, Franca. What are your thoughts on what prominent Nigerians have been saying?
So far, from everything I've seen, I think Dele Momodu I just like what he said to Fayose. Fayose was, commenting on poor people who have 2, 3 wives. They're the ones, you understand, that's the reason why they're hungry. And he came out and said, no, you politicians, you big men that have 3 girlfriends, side chicks that you guys spend so much money on, spending exorbitantly and doing all crazy things, because they spend more buying houses in Banana Island. Why are you not cutting that down? You're asking the poor man who has 2 wives, do you understand, to...
His spending is insignificant.
Very insignificant.
You remember this is not to shade anybody, but you remember the post that Akpabio, last week, all the drama around his high maintenance girlfriends that came out on the list and all of that. And that was what Dele Momodu was trying to say.
Yes.
Because if you look at it, the number of one girlfriend, you will buy, only you go buy and
go to private jets.
You go give a private
pay this
jet.
one. Una go do this one. And you're now saying the man who has 2 wives is suffering to manage and feed those people is the cause of what we're going through in Nigeria. How does that even make any sense?
How does it even add up? And
how does it even have to do, what does it have to do what we're talking about right now? From a governor, ex-governor of Ekiti.
It makes no sense. And let me come to the Iyaloja general. People have said that, Auntie, Abi Momiwa. Instead of directing your conversation to the market women, because it's almost like a subtle threat. I mean, she took her time. Her media team took their time. They did a video. They said, and she was saying in that video that the government of Lagos State is making us proud. They're making us happy. And she brought pictures of the vandalizations and the destructions that happened during the EndSARS protest, which I still believe, right? In my opinion, you can prove me wrong, but I strongly believe that those thugs were sponsored, because it was never in any way the protesters that overnight became thugs. I still believe that was orchestrated, and whoever the sponsors are, the government is just refusing to bring them out. But I mean, people are saying that the Iyaloja general, you should channel your counsel or the advice on whatever it is to your father, given that your father is the president of the nation, right? He's the father of all of us in Nigeria, right? I mean, if you're speaking to the market women to tell them to tell their children not to come out, why don't you channel that energy to your father to say, Daddy, the children, the market women, they cannot take their children to school. They're not able to feed. Why is it that it's almost like a misplaced, what's it called? It's a misplaced direction when you hear some of these prominent people talking. Because, I mean, when you start to come out with conversations and you're threatening people.
So I don't think it's misplaced. You know why? Yesterday, we discussed people coming into the same market to say, if you don't want your shop to get burnt,
don't go and protest.
And then somebody who is close to the president now comes out to give a subtle, she's repeating what they have said, basically. Because she's telling you, look at what happened. They destroyed shops. We are saying, or we think, some people did all that. Now, she's saying this thing would happen again. How is she sure it's going to happen? Why are you saying that? Why are you not saying, oh, yes, let's come out, peaceful protest? Why are you not saying, oh, let's have a protest, it should be peaceful, let's just come out, state what we want to state.
Outrightly,
but you're just saying outrightly, do not. So it's like a support to what has already happened yesterday.
What has already been laid.
Yes, so it's like a support. She's telling them, those people that came out to say something yesterday, they are not joking. This is a subtle warning to say, okay, if you don't believe that it's coming from the top, I'm coming out to tell you now that it's coming from the top. That's how I see it.
Let's take a break, right? When we come back from that break, we want to open our phone line. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, if you just tuned in, we're still having a conversation around the proposed protest, and we are actually focusing on what prominent Nigerians are saying. Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-8038-4663. Our phone line is also now open. The number to call is 07025 007749. That's the number to call. Remember to turn off the volume of whatever device it is that you're listening in from so we can hear ourselves. So let me just set a reminder again for why this protest is happening. I listened to Yemi Adamoleko this morning, and she was talking about so many things, right? First of all, they were talking about how over 7,000 constituency projects were snuck into the budget that now shot that budget by over 2 trillion naira. Constituency project. And the people are demanding that those projects be, the way they sneak them in, may they sneak them out of the budget. That the cost of governance is high. And here you are hearing the government saying that they want to create new agencies. As at the time of Oronsaya's report, I think they said there were over 700 and something agencies and all of that. Right now, we're at 8,500. And you're still hearing the government saying that they want to create more agencies. That is already an over-bloated system. While that is happening, right, they are giving your senators, they say they have hardship. So they are giving them hardship allowance. Because if they wanted to give hardship allowance, who are they supposed to give hardship allowance to? Is it not Nigerians? Wait now. They now said living wage. They're asking for a decent living wage. They're asking that those people that have been displaced from their states, right? They should resettle the IDPs. A lot of these people are not able to go back to their homes, not able to go back to their farmlands. The Orosayas report, they're supposed to implement it. They're supposed to fix hunger. They're supposed to fix cost of living. Then we are asking for constitutional reform. And again, people that protested October 2020, the NSAS protesters, a lot of them are still in custody. They have refused to release them from custody. I mean, if you say, because I also was confused about the demands of what people were asking for, right? If you say, okay, maybe the demands were not clear, I think with every passing day, it's getting clearer and clearer. And the only response that you get from the government, right, or prominent people in Nigeria is a form of what's called disconnect from the reality, right? How can you, as a Senate president, say you are going to be eating while people are doing hunger protests? That is to tell you that now your problem, and this is what I say all the time, Nigerians, as long as it has not reached my doorstep, right, I'm fine. And it's not only with these prominent guys, it cuts across. And that is why politicians will continue to use, those kinds of, they will dangle things in our noses because they know that those baits will pick it.
Yes.
Right? As of today, by the Lekki side, I saw a lot of hundreds of police people. You understand? These are the same people that you have claimed, right, that you do not have enough personnel. That's number one. Number two, we know that the security challenges in this country is enormous. Kidnapping left, right, and center. People are unable to go to their farmlands. So you have security personnel that can actually combat the challenges that we're combating. But you're refusing to do that. Because now there's a peaceful protest. All of a sudden, we're seeing security personnel coming out. So does that not tell you that the agitations of these protesters are actually valid? Right? It means that what you have decided to do is turn a blind eye. You've just told yourself that I will continue to do what I want to do. It's not like you do not have the capacity to solve the problems for why there is a protest in the first place.
Wow. You know, just hearing you speak now, you know what's going through my head? The rally, the protest, the NSAS protest was very peaceful.
Was extremely
That was
peaceful.
the first time I saw a lot of Nigerians come together to do something that was, do you understand? It was so peaceful. Now, thinking about it, I think they are scared. Because really, it was a very peaceful protest. Everybody was happy. Everything was going well. And from nowhere, they just started shooting. So that means that the government does not want us to be united.
But I said it yesterday.
They just don't want everybody to be united. That's what the problem is. And this would also make you guys united. This will make us united. And they don't want us to be united.
But
is that a tribal thing? Is that a tribal thing? Or it's just they just continue to do stuff to just disrupt everything.
I have said this thing countlessly. That even God himself cannot stop a united front. God cannot stop it. Not to talk of any government.
Because thinking back now, I'm saying, what is actually the problem with the protest?
The problem with the protest is that the government of the day know that they came in through protest. You understand? The reason they are in power today is because there was an effective protest. There was a unity. There was a force that came together.
Even then, it wasn't as united as this. And it's the youth that are coming together to say this. So they don't want, they say they're lazy youth, but they don't even want those youth to be useful.
Let me come to you, Norma. This is getting interesting.
I'm just listening to both of you, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, how did we get to this point, Uwa? Like, how did we seriously get to this point where we are so insensitive to the plight of people? It's funny how you go through something, and the moment you're relieved of that situation, you quickly forget. It's like a woman who has a child, and once the child is out, you quickly forget the pain that you went through to have that child, and that's all you see, joy, right? So it's almost like our leaders have forgotten how they came into power. Again, I'm going back to the South leader, Asari, that when he said, yes, we know what we went through and the pain that we went through, and now is our turn. Our own person is here, so we are not. It is our turn to rule. It's our turn to govern, so to speak. But my question still remains: to govern what? Is it human beings who would have been dead and gone, or just the country, the terrain of Nigeria? What are
Absolutely.
we going?
Let me take our first caller for the evening with Norma. Sorry, hold your thought. I'll come back to you. Oge from Abuja, thank you for calling. Oge, are you there? Is she there? Hello?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so about this whole, them trying to divide us and all of that, it's been around. So what am I trying to say? So, for example, I work in a school. I'm a teacher, right? And then you see that the owner of the school doesn't want the teachers to unite on a common front to solve a problem that's in our face. So the moment they see that you're uniting, they find a way to cause conflicts amongst us to ensure that we don't solve a problem. So, for example, in Abuja, schools are expensive. And as a teacher, you're telling yourself, okay, if I'm not able to get a federal government job, and I'm a qualified teacher, let me work in one of these big schools and let my children be able to attend quality education. Let it be something I'm able to offer them. Now you're in that school and your children can't attend that school. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So what am I talking about this? So this divide and rule thing is in our system, it's in our private institution, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's something that, I don't know where it came from. Whether it's something we inherited or something in the atmosphere, I don't know where it came from. But it's a problem that needs to be dealt from the roots. But divide and rule is been there. We don't want the objective and deal with the problem, but rather go around and do all of that and then come back to the same place. And then find someone to put it on. And then when the teacher now leaves the school, they say the child was not capable, they find stories around it and all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't know.
Okay, please stay with me for a minute. But how is the atmosphere in Abuja? Because Wike is one of the prominent Nigerians that have been talking and almost like, sending threats every day around protesters. No. What's the atmosphere Abuja like that calm. In Abuja?
Where I am is calm. I mean, Taco, it's calm. Everybody's like minding themselves. I've stocked my house and I'm just hoping to see how tomorrow turns out. But, everybody just...
Thank you so much, Oge. Thank you. Interesting. Divide and rule is the standard. Is the standard. And the truth is that as soon as there's a unity, a united front, it's going to be difficult for anybody. So that's what they are afraid of. It's not so much of the gathering. It's the unity that they're afraid of.
Because everybody is going through the same
thing. I wish we can get to that point where we are no longer moved by the hunger that we're feeling, but we are moved by the state of our nation, right? But Norma, let me let you finish your thoughts, please.
Yeah, so I was saying that, okay, let's even go to the reason why this protest is happening. The situation in Nigeria, and it's called a hunger strike. So you're wondering, people are deciding, you know what, even this hunger, I'm going to embrace it because there is a cause. How can I feel comfortable eating when my fellow Nigerian has not eaten food? That is the protest. And our leaders, I don't know if they're even seeing things, because from all that I've seen so far, okay, for example, even the Oni came out and made a statement. He was like, oh, let there be dialogue, let us talk and all of that, which is understandable because maybe he's also seeing it from that point. As a leader and as a father of the Yoruba people, He's saying that if my people are not hungry, then let's talk about it. That's even a good place to start, isn't it? Okay, let me hear what you. The Kano State governor also has also said that anyone who has scrupulous ideas that they're not going to tolerate it in Kano State, and also if those who are protesting, if they want to protest, they should come to the state government, state house, the state house, that he will be there to listen to them. So these are a few people that are even trying to, or seem to be trying. Let me put it that way. But the point being that if people are getting to that point where they will say, I will put away food just so that I can feel the pain of my fellow Nigerian, I think that is instructive. And I think that is something that our leaders need to pay attention to. Why are people willing to sacrifice their meals, go on a hunger strike? It's just taking us back to India, where Mahatma Gandhi said, I'm going to go on a strike. Situations are down. I can't fight the government in the way that I would, because if I come with violence, they're going to retaliate with violence, like we're already threatening, as we can see. So I am going to go down to what the people are feeling. I'm going to go on a hunger strike. So if people are willing to give away food, should that not point our leaders in the direction of, oh, this thing is something we need to pay attention to? And more than ever, they are more invested in protecting themselves because their actions, that's what people are reading from it. When you mention that, oh, I will be eating, that means you're protecting your stomach, infrastructure, like Messi said, or you are not feeling what the people are feeling. If somebody says, I'm not going to eat, is that not where you will say, okay, let's even, no, we don't need to get there. Let's have a conversation. But you're turning it around and saying that people are inciting violence and they want to destroy something that the government is trying to build. That is even another aspect of where the government has failed, because in the area of communication, they have failed to carry the people along. If you are doing work for 1 year, how do the people know? Are they soothsayers? How has it been communicated? I think it was, who said it? Was it Messi? I can't remember who said when we were growing up, we were used to all the jingles on TV,
That's
hearing
sensitization.
about
Yeah, it was messy.
sensitizing people and letting them know this is what the government is saying. Any forward-thinking government is carrying the people along to let them know what they are doing.
But you see, based on what you've just said, Norma, because again, part of what is actually even getting a lot more people agitated, that in all of these things, right, this is the same conversation we had during Buhari's time, where you see that people are actually getting upset and getting agitated. Why don't you just give a national address as the president, right? Like, address the young people, go on national TV and address the youth and address them to say, okay, I hear you, I've heard what everybody is saying. Because in all of these things, right, nobody has heard anything from the president. That would have been a good way to even, it's not about reducing. Okay, now, even the price of the bags of rice that they say they've reduced, we never buy. I they find the 40,000 naira rice, I never see them. But I'm saying that even as the president, are you not supposed to come out to say, oh, my children, I can hear, I feel your pain, I hear and I understand what is going on, and I have heard your cries, and I am working, I am hard to ensure that, this issue is resolved, right? But you are not, there's nothing happening. Instead, all we are seeing online are just, subtle threats here and there. But another forward-thinking, before I'll let you come in, another forward-thinking governor has been Osun State Governor, Adeleke. Interestingly, he had already even directed public-private schools to vacate ahead of the hunger strike, that they should just go and, they should go vacate and stay home ahead of the hunger strike. He had also invited them at some point to come into the government house and let them have a dialogue. Do you understand? Because all of these things that we're talking about, these things, I know that it is not a one-size-fits-all, that the solution is not a blanket they will throw across the nation. Every state will still have their unique challenges to be able to deal with. What are the state governors saying about it? What is this? So why are they, it's almost like people using, you know what, you go and say it on my behalf. I mean, we should hear what Sanwo-Olu is saying. We should hear what Dapo Abiodun is saying. All the governors, Seyi Makinde, all of them, Obaseki, let them come out to say, as regarding this hunger protest or this strike, this is what I am telling my people. Let people come out, you know. But we're not seeing these prominent people coming out to say anything. But let me hear your thought. You wanted to say something.
So I was going to say that, you know, you were saying
okay, you
the
know
president...
what? Just hold the call. Loma, you're live.
My dear sister in the house, good evening.
Good evening.
It's Loma from Abia State, Nigeria. Please, let me take on this man. What do we call him? In fact, in respect to his position, the Senate president, it's like he doesn't know that we Nigerians are not happy. Why must the Senate president be using some certain words that can infuriate somebody? Why must the Minister for Work be asking, why are these people protesting? Are they not seeing what is happening? Is it because they have everything at their beck and call? So I want to use this opportunity to see even our president is doing well. He is not talking much. The president is looking for a way to resolve this thing. But his cabinet member, his kitchen cabinet member, his ministers are not doing well. The Senate president is not talking well. Please, let them know. Let them be very, very circumspect in the way they are talking to Nigerians, because we are not happy. Things are so difficult. We don't eat 3 square meals. Even 2 square meals, we find it hard to eat. So please, enough is enough. Let them make sure that this country is good. Let them do everything they would do to make sure that many people, the common man, eat in a day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Loma. Sam Franca, you want to say something?
So, just like what he said, see, Uwa, you were saying that the president should come out. It is not just the president. Let's not make it about the president.
But that was why I added all the governors.
No, eventually, eventually you added them. They should, even the House rep, the House of councillors, everybody who is elected, local government chairman, they should come out and say something. Everybody should come out and address this issue. Because the truth is, it's not only the president. The people who are backing him, the people who are supposed to be his team, are not doing that. Means they are not useful to us. Because it's not everybody saying president. It's not president. Even the people that are a special advisor, people should come out and say something. See what you said Adeleke did. Did anybody tell him to do that? Common sense. And you'll be shocked now when you go to Oshun. You won't have any problem there because he has managed his people. Even if they are hungry, they'll be like, oh, our governor, you will hear them say, our governor is a good person. Even if we're upset, we can discuss with him. But what these things are not things that can be solved immediately. These things that are happening 1 year, 2 years, 3 years is something that is a process.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
It's not a sprint, you understand? So get people to come and say, okay, let's try this. Even if you don't know what to do, let's try this. 6 months, after 6 months, let's come back and have a conversation. They should actually delegate these things. No, let people that can get into those small, local governments, all those people, people that can reach these people and say, you know what, let's sit down. What is actually the problem? It's not just hunger. Hunger is the major thing, but there are a lot of things going on. Security, jobs, a lot of things are not right.
Absolutely.
Bag of rice is 40 naira. Minimum wage is 70,000. They have to pay rent. They have to pay school fees. So if you give them rice finish, what thing will happen?
Okay, so we are calling on all prominent Nigerians, and this is not just only people in leadership position. It's leadership across the board. I mean, this is the time for you to actually show that you care about your citizens, you care about Nigerians, and this is beyond just threatening people not to come out to. I mean, let people understand. When the things started getting a bit tough in my family, I had to call my children. Uncles, we have to adjust. Do you understand? Because that is what a parent will do. Their papa and myself, we sit down and say, see how the thing they go. You understand? So let us all manage.
My husband said, They give me 5 minutes before. Reduce them to 2.
Abio.
I go chop them like that. I know the situation. Do you understand? So everybody knows they need to manage. Everybody knows they need to tighten.
But it is the language to which you communicate. We are not dumb.
Yes.
And we are not goats. We are human beings. Do you understand? Let me take Ayodele, then I'll come to you, Noma. Ayodele, you're live.
Okay. There is hunger in the land. There is need for people to protest. Okay? But what we are saying is that when you protest, you should not destroy the infrastructure, either government property or private individual. Now, the gentleman over there, the Mr. President, is a generous human being to the core. But at the same time, he's been willful. Because all the people that he has been dishing out money to, they are pocketing the money, including the senators, the ministers, the House of Rep members, and the governors, especially the governors. So it's just wasting the resources, the money. There should be an adequate structure on place.
Hey, he should come out and tell us what he gave them now, so that we know who to channel our energy to. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's Mr. President.
That's what I'm saying. He should tell us what he has done, so we know where to channel. We know where to channel the fight to. Do you get what I'm saying? If the president is doing something and some people are embezzling it, then he should tell us, this is what I have done. They will know who to channel the anger to.
You are quite right. You're supposed to speak out. You're supposed to come online and tell the entire Nigerians. Sometimes ago, we heard that he gave out 5 billion to governors to provide palliative. None of the governors did anything. I'm in Ogun State. Nothing.
Thank you so much.
Get the structure down. The household, individual household, either through the census report or whatever. If you want to give anything out, should go direct to this house.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, I get you. Let me come to you, Norma. I mean, they have all our details now. May they just credit our account. May we know say if you don't, why you go they give 5 billion to governors when you know say no go reach us?
The problem is not
because
even,
everything has to be about politics here.
The problem is not, you and I know that is not even the president or even not the Senate president, even amongst us as Nigerians. If you know,
Norma, let me come to you.
I mean, like you rightly said, Franca, it's a systematic process, right? It's something that has happened over a period of time, and it's not going to go away immediately. Where the challenge is where you have told people that you have what it takes to make progress, so to speak. I mean, we're not saying solve all the problems, but at least show that there is a direction towards solving the problem. And that is where the government has had somewhat of a challenge in communicating what they're doing. Because if the people don't know what you're doing, they don't know.
Absolutely.
And it's not changing the situation for them.
Okay.
You're also telling them to tighten their belts.
You're not doing the same. Let me take a caller. Sorry, Norma.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Let me quickly take our last caller, I believe, because we can't take any more calls. Go ahead, you're live. Hello? Okay. Sorry, Nigeria is an unprecedented self-inflicted disaster, largely down to 2 key decisions by the president. The buck stops at his table. Nigerians voted for the president, not his aides. The minimum for the president is to address the citizens. It is a shame he has deemed fit enough to he hasn't deemed it fit enough to address Nigerians and appeal. A simple national address by the president will calm things down, even if all still continues to be audio. Audio promises. Ni your molly. You and this your audio promises. Nama, please take the comment from Daniel Ilo.
Okay, so this comment says, "Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying? Hashtag Ways. Proposed protest, what prominent Nigerians are saying. This country alone is a total disgrace and embarrassment, I must confess. I have said it before and I will say it again. This government is only concerned about themselves alone and no one else. God will bless my dear, beautiful sister Norma. She has a good description of this government. She made mention of them saying, 'It's my turn,' without any clue of governance. She asked that, how did we get here in the first place? She gave an example of saying that they want to eat and they don't want anyone else to eat. I personally did not vote for this government because I saw it coming this way. But let me ask this question. What do you expect from a government that rigged an election? There is hunger and hardship in the land, so don't blame people for protesting. My dear beautiful sister Franca said that the government should address us and let us know what the way forward is. My name is Daniel Ilo, Wade's regular fan. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. At this junction, lamentation will continue tomorrow. But I believe we have another caller. Our final caller for the evening. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you're highly appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, if government is serious about taking care of the people, they must cut down on their own expenses.
Thank you.
You see, government, we see all these government officials, government will be going about 20 vehicles, and they are saying people should manage. They should cut down on their own expenses.
Absolutely.
They start from there. Then people will realize that they are serious about what they are saying. All these Senate and House of Reps, it should be a part-time business. Not that they should go there and be collecting every Senate, every session. They buy a house, buy vehicle, the country economy cannot sustain it.
Thank you so much. Nigerians are not difficult people. At least major part of Nigerians aren't now. Now, why wait up until the 9th hour is what beats me. We have not been told what we want to hear. High cost of governance cut down their allowance, etc. The state governors themselves do not care. Their silence says it all, that they don't care. Please, let's stop absorbing the president. He told Nigerians there would be no excuses, and all we've been hearing are excuses. There are foolproof means to actually get some form of social benefit across to Nigeria using technology. God will bless you, my brother, and direct credit to the bank account, etc. But you see, until you stop this Ghana must go government, you cannot not. Yes, because people will always collect the money. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue the lamentation tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow.